Good morning. Happy Thursday. Tomorrow's I was gonna say Thanksgiving. No. Tomorrow is Halloween. I'm sorry. I was looking at my tablet. My tablet I'm okay, so I'm definitely gonna have to get a new phone case. It is not my tablet. So I took my tablet out yesterday to film some stuff and it went smashingly. It's the case. The case is one of those weird cases that you have to like clean and put on top, and I think it's like lifting. So that's why I have to press so hard on everything. Good morning. Hey Margie. Hey. All right. So today's tutorial is going to be like really short and sweet, and it's something that I think everybody pretty much has in their stash. Kind of like I told you guys, I think all of us have like the cam snaps because diapers, clothes, and there were in a lot of people's tutorials in the back in the days, even in bags. Like if there was like a kangaroo pocket, they would be like, use a cam snap. Um, so I brought back I had a couple people reach out to me that were beginners and they were like, "Can you do a key fob tutorial?" And I was like, "Yeah." So, we have been doing so many webbings, and I have like a mini like scrap webbing um like bucket. So sometimes I use my scrap webbing for, if you're in my Patreon, then you've seen it when we did the Pandora. Sometimes I use scrap webbing in lieu of a, like for D-ring connectors. Like so if we have a bag and I have matching scrap webbing and we have like a 1-inch D-ring, and if I have something in my scrap drawer that looks in the same color palette, then I'll use the scrap webbing because I don't have to use interfacing. I don't have to use any of that stuff to make it look good morning to make it look similar and just less to cut out, and I'm utilizing what I have in my stash. Um, but I also have just tons of scraps. I just can't get rid of webbing that's like 6 inches or more. So I made a tutorial on some basic key fobs. These are something I always give to away as thank you gifts. And I also have sometimes in my booth when I'm at Comic Cons and things along those lines, because there are a lot of little kids that go to Comic Cons and they want to they have parents that want to tell them to help support artists, and I sell them for like $3 or $5, and they feel so happy when they get them because I don't just do like basic khaki. There's so many different cute ones. Like this one's from Ruby Star, and they're little strawberries. Um, this one's really cool. This one's Riley Blake. This is cotton. I show you how to do a cotton one. I show you how to do a webbing one. Um, This one is from Sandra. She had a box with Tori, Seem Legit, and this is Blood Splatter. I had very little of this left, so I turned it into a key fob one. This is also, I think, a Ruby Star collection, and it's a really cool, like, black and white one. So there's so many cool webbings out there, and I'm like, so if you have like extra ones, you can, oh my god, that eyelash is gonna be, it's like going directly in my eyeball. You can make a key fob and it'll be really cute because um sometimes sometimes you can just do something a little extra. Like if you make somebody a really cool backpack and you made webbing, you can just make them a matching key fob. Just something like that. A little thank you gift can go a long way. And I do a little tutorial how I put these on, and you call it a day. So there are different key fob sizes. When I was scoping through Amazon, I seen that they have 3/4 of an inch, and who has 3/4 of an inch webbing is Georgia Girl Stitch. And I didn't know, to be honest with you, I had no idea 3/4 of an inch webbing even existed until I was moseying on over to her site. And I've seen where people had key fobs that were a 1.5 inch. It's basically, I think these little things come in handy so you don't waste your webbing, if that makes sense. They don't have to be 16 inches. They could be a smaller size, and these are just really useful, and they're like little keychains, and they're cute. So I have a small little one, a tutorial for that. And if you don't use a lot of webbing, because my webbing game is weak, I show you how to use do a cotton one, and I think I show you how to do an actual leather one as well, because you can make a leather one out of leather scraps. And I thought I showed you how to do a faux leather one, but I'm not showing that. You can basically make it out of anything, cork, just make it match. So yeah, that's what today's is. Yesterday we finished in Patreon um Nikki's wallet, the back company. This is really hot. So Nikki's the yeah, straps work in all sizes too. But the key is to make sure you get the right hardware, because if you put a 3/4 of an inch with 1 inch hardware, it doesn't work out. So you just want to make sure you have the correct hardware and the correct fob connector that can help everything, or it'd be a little bit off. So what I we worked on this. I had somebody ask me questions. So the way my Patreon works is I have a couple different tiers. I have a tier that they get a level up, and if we have interviews or just like things that are for everyone, they get that too. Then the second tier basically is we do a sew along, we do modifications on that. Then there is another tier where they get everything that the first two tiers have, except they also get now where we get to cut out the pattern together, and just it's just like extra time, like when people watch me cut out things and see that I'm a hot mess cutting out patterns. I'm a hot mess. I'm not proficient at all. Um, then you want the last tier I have is called the rotary cutters, and they get everything that the first three tiers have, except they get um, one more perk, and they get to sew an additional project with me, like an accessory. Now, with the accessory project, we don't do any modifications. We just, cut out a pattern and we sew it up together. This month, we wanted to sew up the back company. It was the one that won. The back company wallet has two versions. One with the credit card slots that you're about to see, and then there's another one with like recessed card slots, which I'm gonna definitely have to try this. The first time I made the wallet, I was very impressed. The second time I made it, I was super impressed. Nikki really made this wallet for a person that loves credit card slots, and I'm one of these people. I don't have a lot of credit cards, but I do have a lot of miscellaneous gift cards that I never use. I have gift cards that have expired like 10 years ago in my wallet. There's no shame in my game. I'm going to be honest with you. I'll be like, I need that Jamba Juice. And there's like no Jamba Juices in here in Maryland. I don't know why I have them. So, but this is the wallet. I made this with like this beautiful hunter green. This part comes together really cool. If you ever made a corset, I like to make corsets a lot when I do cosplay certain outfits. Or you made a nice bone structure bodice that has bony, you'll see. I'm about to show you the wallet. Just I'm about to show you. If you ever made a corset or anything that um, kind of comes together, these are at a curve. Or if you made a bodice, these come as a curve or a bras. You have to put the curves together, and they make the wings. And as you can kind of see, the wings kind of curve in and hug the wallet, and I kind of like this. It gives it that animalistic look to it. Um, and then that's one flap, and when you open this one flap down, I have credit card slots here. There's 3 rows. There's 2 rows here and 3 rows here. Okay. So if you put it back up, there's another flap here. And you're going to have 3 rows here. And then you're going to have a dual ID wallet. I have never seen anyone do that. So this was like, if there is another wallet by another pattern designer, I'm sorry if you have that. And I said that there isn't. I'm saying for me, I have never seen a dual wallet. And then there are slip pockets in there. When you come to the back, there's a zipper pocket. Now that I made this twice, I would like to modify it. This is a perfect wallet, literally the perfect wallet. I would like to do a couple things to it. But because it wasn't in my modified, like the sew along, I'm and it's Halloween and I love to give treats. I'm going to give you guys a treat for whoever gets this wallet pattern. She actually has a pattern pieces in here that you guys can modify yourself. All right. So Nikki gives you, these are each individual pattern pieces. Keep them as you will. The back lining pieces are individually the way they are. Take the back lining piece and make another copy. Okay? Then you're going to take the back lining piece for back this wing and this wing, make a copy, and then reduce it by 3/8 of an inch all the way around. All the whole perimeter. The wing tips, everything. Then you're going to with that you're going to do is you're going to cut out a piece of stabilizer called buckram or Craftex, and this is going to be put in here with an additional with the stabilizer that's already in here. When you do this, it's going to make the flaps a little bit more stable so that when you pull it up, that the foam will be a little bit more stiffer, but it will give a nice body to the hand. The wallet has a nice body because there's Decaville heavy in it. So it'll give the bat wings a nice firmer hand with the suppleness of the already foam that's in the wallet. So there's that. Two, you would to give the wings a more animalistic appearance, you would need to put I would put like boning, but not boning. I would take like foam, like that you put in like the cording, and put it up against one line here and here, and possibly just one line here, not here because this area doesn't really get seen. This one here, 3/8 of an inch short from each end, and get like a piping foot and do it against this. This will make it have an appearance of having veins. When you have that, it will make it look even more animalistic. And this is what I would do to make the front even more hyper realistic bat wings. By doing this, having that piping going up against the this line, it will look super realistic. And if you're afraid of doing that plastic piping, I understand. I got you. Also, with the plastic piping, at the ends, you need to shave off where the round tips are so that way it doesn't bulge out on both the beginning and the end. If you just put plastic in there, it's going to bulge out and it's going to look weird. So you kind of have to shave off just a little with your like X-Acto knife. Am I drunk? No, but you're getting removed. so, um, so when you're getting if you shave off where it's supposed to end and begin, it will look seamlessly. And okay, um, okay. Let me hold on, give me one moment. I gotta moderate for just a second. There we go. There you go. So if you have plastic welding piping, you shave off the beginning and the end just a little bit, like 1/4 of an inch, it will go seamlessly and it'll look more hyper realistic because animals' bones don't just protrude out the skin. There's like a gradient. So if you do that, it'll look really hyper realistic. So that's what I would do to this. This wallet is absolutely perfect. So I want to modify to make it look, the flaps to look hyper realistic. She already did it by making this a bodice. She made this a corset. She put this together. You know that she has some kind of training and garment because when I was putting this together, it made me happy. It made me think of the last corset I made. And you do this. Now, if you're like Shinova, I'm afraid of piping, I'm afraid of boning and all this. The other thing you could do is put horsehair braid on one side and it will kind of stiffen and be rigid in that area, which will kind of lift up this area to make it look more like the bat wings are hovering and like holding down this wallet. horsehair braids you can sew over. If it gets caught in your seam allowance, it's not a big deal. So that is what we're trying to do. So I would highly recommend you to try these things, and it might be a really fun journey. This is how what I do in Patreon when we are picking out bags is when I see a bag, I try to like, what can I do to make it different? And that's how I am when I'm trying to make bags for Etsy, Instagram, or when I'm doing Comic Cons or whatever. What can I do to make my bag different from other designers? Because every designer is magnificent. Everyone's bags are magnificent. You just have to try to figure out what can you do that can get a client that that want to look at you a little bit different because you might be on the same wavelength. It's not that your bag is better than someone else. You just might appeal to someone that's like, whoa, 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 whoa. She did her Lords of the Rings a little bit like how I imagined it. It's not that your bag is better or whatever. It's just there's something different about it that appeals to that person. You're trying to pull in someone. This wallet, this second wallet looked better to me than my first, not because of the color, it's just that because of this vinyl being a little bit heavier than the first one, mixed with the foam, it curved in a little bit better. So I absolutely loved. Hey, hey Leslie. Hey, I'm doing good. Um, I loved how this wallet just like curved in and looked like bat wings protecting the wallet. Another thing that will be cool is if this pocket in the back had the three-dimensional closure. So the accordion that comes out that collects the change, I thought that would be cool to have in the back as well. She does have a cool feature that I keep forgetting to do where you can add like a pen holder. It's There is a cool feature in here. Do not, if you open the pattern, highlight that. For some reason, I forgot it once and then I totally forgot it twice. I don't know why. I also forgot to put my name tag on here twice. And there's like plenty room to put your name like all over this bad boy. Like you can put it in here, put it in the back. You can put a cloth one somewhere up here. Like there's enough real estate to have your name anywhere on this wallet. And I don't know why I kept forget. When I forget, I forget. I'm notorious for forgetting my name tag. Like it is like I'm notorious for forgetting put watermarks. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know. Thank you. I wanted to be Cruella DeVille for a very long time. I feel like she's this is a staple in our sewing community that I don't see enough of us dressed like. She's fashion, baby. Come on. So, and she sews. I'm just saying. And some of you guys could dress up as singers. I'm just saying. It's cute. Okay. So yeah, I had a lot of fun. So I did put the information for the back company back and company back wallet in my description box. I put in the you can see the Kebfob tutorial link in the pinned comments as well as in the description box. They will be available. The Kebfob tutorial will be available right after this live, and it's just a fun little tutorial. And it all happened because of this. I had made somebody a really cute backpack, and this Ruby Star like webbing they picked out and bought, and I had just a little bit of it left. It's freaking strawberries. There was no way I was going to like throw this away, so I made a key fob. And now when someone buys something for me, it's going to be somebody random's little thank you gift. Most likely it's going to be someone that I made matte black because it's matte black. But they'll have something cute, like super super cute. Thank you. Um yeah. So that's it. Those are the two things. I'm supposed to I prepped everything to film. I still need to prep prep as in like double-sided taping things to try to do the ebb and flow so that things flow naturally where I don't have to stop and start the videotape as much. But your girl's a little tired. It's since the 1st of October it's been like go 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 film 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 film. Girl's tired, but I want to get this done. So I definitely want to get this done. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I think I fell asleep to Lauren last night. I was watching her whatnot thing and people were so excited to buy stuff, and her whatnot thing was such a good thing. People, if you bought one of her scrap boxes or anything that you bought from her, a portion of the proceeds were going to Feed America, and that girl has such a big heart, like, such a big heart. Like, I just wanted to give her an air hug, but we were at the like, we're, like, states apart, like, such a big heart, like, she sees what's going on in America, and she just wants to help, and yeah, I was on there, and I wanted to get something, but every time I started focusing, and then I started, like, folding fabrics, and then it kicked me off. Then I got back on before, like, it was, like, 11, and, like, I'm not gonna lie, 10 o'clock's my bedtime. I like sleep. I like sleep. Yeah. And then I fell asleep on her, and I think I had the cell phone stuck to my face, and my husband took it off. He's a good man. He's he's I think I fell asleep with the telephone on my face watching old, like, I think I was watching Frankenweenie. Yeah. So, and I was out. It was one of those sleeps that I don't, you know how, like, you recall things? Apparently, I didn't recall anything because the cell phone was on my face. Yeah, good times. So, also, I gotta tell you a short. I'm trying not to hurt my son Kendall Jr. Right. So I teach this boy how to make cupcakes, and the dude can bake. You know, baking's not for everybody, right? So I taught him how to make these really cool confetti cupcakes over the weekend last weekend, and he has the filling. I was trying to explain to him about the filling of baking, like, you can smell before they go crunchy or whatever. So we made the first batch of cupcakes. There were 24 cupcakes. He did a fantastic job. Everybody in the house likes them except Hope. My daughter doesn't like cake. She doesn't really like cake. So they lasted in the house for like 2 days, and I was like, that's weird though, because if only 4 out of 5 people eat them, they should last a few more days, but I didn't think anything of it because I had, like, 2. I was like, "Okay, cool, whatever." So then I showed him how to make box cake because the first cake wasn't box, and I was trying to show him how he could doctor, like, a box cake to taste like a homemade, like, we put flour and butter and everything in a cake, like, how you could take, Betty Crocker cake and make it taste like you put everything from scratch, because he was freaking out that I was asking for vegetable oil opposed to butter, and I was like, "Dude, every one of us freak out about that," right? So, we did it, and he has a hand because my husband can cook, but he when he makes cupcakes, they're crunchy, and he thinks they're okay. They're not. No one wants a crunchy cupcake. Anywho, so he makes them. They're delicious, right? They came out good. I had one the day before yesterday. Everyone had one. So I go downstairs, right? Because we just made them yesterday. This is me, last night. I go downstairs. It's 8 o'clock. I'm about to watch Hocus Pocus. Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get my sisters on. I'm gonna sing all the songs. I'm like, I'm gonna get myself a cupcake. There isn't any cupcakes. Not one. Not one cupcake. And Kendall looked at me. He was like, "Yeah, I think Kendall, like, I helped him make 19." He's like, he ate like 12 cupcakes on his own." And here's the thing, he did this too. Like, we made hamburgers the other day, and he ate like 4. I know he's 13, and I know a lot of people warned me that boys, when they turn a certain age, that they become like Hoover vacuum cleaners, and they just eat everything in sight. Like, there'll be, like, 5 top ramens in there, and I'll be like, "Here, I just bought you some," and then, like, 4 of them are gone in 6 seconds, and I'm like, "I just placed them down on the countertop. What is going on? Why? How are you eating so where does it go?" All I wanted was 1 cupcake. That's all I wanted. I wasn't asking for a lot. I was watching Hocus Pocus expecting a cupcake. It was I'm okay. I just you have to they just eat. I know, I had to call my friend, and she told me, about her son and cereal. It just I wanted a cupcake with Hocus Pocus. It's not every day you just watch Hocus Pocus and eat a cupcake. I'm okay. I'm okay. And then he's just like, oh, they were so good. Yeah, I bet. I bet they were so good. Everybody in the house knows they were so good because you ate them. Yeah, he just eats. And I know he's getting taller. I see that. And he doesn't have any of his baby features anymore, which I find diabolical. I'm just sitting here crying in my pillow because he's the youngest, and I'm like, where did the time go? And like he doesn't smell like a little baby anymore. He smells like a stinky teenager, and I'm not here for that. I'm just not. I miss him being little. I mean, he's so handsome. He's so handsome. It's just yeah, it was. It was a very teachable my my husband is he's so sweet. He's like, "Kendall, you have to leave enough for everybody in the house because what if other people has them?" He's like, "Oh, I didn't think anybody liked them because there were some left over." And he was we just made them. And the thing is, I was just proud that he was making it because, like, the thing is that there's a lot of kids that I know that are afraid of the oven and they're like 17 years old. And you're like, how do I make this? And we taught our kids how to make food. Like, our kids can cook, they can cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They can take things out of the oven. Like, we'll be like, you need to make chicken. They'll be like, okay. Like, they can cook. It's very important for us to let our kids know how to cook because there's just so many families and friends that we know that their kids are like, that if you gave them raw chicken, like potatoes and green beans, they'll be like, I don't know how to do anything because their parents taught, like, coddled them. So, like, for me, teaching him how to bake or how to, like, bake fresh bread or things like that, it's really important because it's important for him to know these things so he could be completely self sufficient and that he can bring other things to the table. So, like, the fact that he's 13 years old and he just turned 13 in March, that he can make cupcakes from like scratch, and he knows the difference between scratch and store bought. That's a huge difference. And then like the store bought one is like teaching him how to separate eggs whites, the yolks from the whites, and we were showing him how to do it, and he was doing it, and he wasn't afraid. Like, that's a huge thing to me because I know 13-year-old would be like, what? Like, the fact that he was shocked and appalled that one asked for vegetable oil versus, butter. Like, this is like not realistic conversations that you have with a 13-year-old. So, the that we're teaching him these things, but yeah, he took it to the next level with the devouring the cakes. They were good. They were better. They were good. Like, one of the best, like, out of all three of my kids baking, he's the best baker. So very proud. Like, because like mine's is a filling. It's based off of a filling. Like, I was trying to explain to him, like, off of senses, smells, and like how to turn on the light. Because he was like, "Do I keep on opening it?" And I was like, "No. If you keep opening it, you can let things fall and rise." And yeah, hopefully I could teach him how to make pretzel bread, like pretzel bread buns next, and all that stuff. So that's what I'm hoping. Yeah, they can't because a lot of people don't want to read. They want because everything is more virtual now. So having him read everything is really important. And then like me and my husband, we have like lots of recipes in like our recipe books and handwritten recipes. And so it's important for them to learn things. Yep. Clean and everything. I know. He said, "Yeah, I'll make my cake and I'll eat it too." So, and he was like, "So, are we gonna make brownies next?" I was like, "No, dude, you're about to, no, 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 dude." I'm not. So, but I'm excited that he's enthusiastic about baking. So I'm like, he just, man, they were gone in like 60 seconds. I was like, how like when you're like you have something that you're excited about, like a slice of cheesecake or something, and you're about to watch something. I was two things. I just got done watching the Murdoch thing. The episodes come on Hulu every Thursday, and like Hulu's like it's a really good show. Like, I've like read about their scandals, and then a lot of true crime people talk about it, but like Hulu has a show. So it's like one thing hearing about it or reading about it, but like actually seeing like actors play out what happened with it. So I just watched it and I was like, okay, no more true crime. Let's watch something fun. So I'm like, Hocus Pocus. And I'm like, yeah, cupcake, you know, and a, spot of tea. Yeah. No relaxation for Shinova. I was like, but Kendall was like, your face is priceless. No, it wasn't. It was disappointment. It was just went to teach them food service and they taught to cook and bake, and that's important. They don't teach it. I don't think they even teach like baking or anything like that anymore. They think that's important. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. Cruella de Vil is one of my favorite. I had my cool like Parisian fake smoking thing. I was gonna take pictures with it. I got it purely because I was gonna do this, but then they kept sliding, so I was trying to figure out a tape thing. But yeah, it wasn't working out. And I was gonna use too much of my electrical tape because I used it for the back of my prongs, and I was like cringing every time I tore some of it off. Yeah. What? See, Hocus Pocus. First of all, it's 1993, so you know it's gonna be good. And it's gonna be funny now because it's gonna reference a whole bunch of stuff that kids don't even know about from 1993, like writing down your house telephone number on a piece of paper because there's no cell phones. So, and people talking about their kicks that are like high tops. Those were the days. like, so that's all I have for you guys today. Tomorrow is the last day of the looks, so if you think that you know what I'm going to be for the 31st, sound off down below. So I will release the video to you. And again, if you want any information about the patterns, I'm going to put it up in my description box. Okay. So I hope everyone has a really good day, and I'll see you guys mañana. Bye. The Lorax. Interesting.